Good morning, children. Good morning, children. So, welcome back to physics class. How are you? Hope you all are fine. How was your weekend? So, today also we'll be continuing the same chapter, light, reflection and refraction. In the last class, I have given you 2 homework questions. So, first we will be discussing the homework question. Hope you have done the question and got the answer. So, first we will be doing the 2 questions very fast. Okay. Then see whether the answer that you got is right. Okay. So, what is the first question? A 4 centimeter tall object is placed perpendicular to the principal axis of a convex lens of focal length 20 centimeter. If the distance of the object is 30 centimeter from the lens, find the position, nature and size of the image. Also find the magnification. Okay. So 4 centimeter tall object, that means what is the height of the object? It is 4 centimeter. Height of the object is usually represented by the letter H. Okay, so H is equal to 4 centimeter. Okay, children, it is kept perpendicular to the principal axis of a convex lens of focal length 20 centimeter. So, focal length F is equal to 20 centimeter. And is it positive or negative? Focal length of convex lens is positive. Okay, if the distance of the object is 30 centimeter from the lens, that means it is object distance. U is equal to 30 centimeter, and as you know, object distance is always negative. Okay, find the position, nature and size of the image. So you have to find out the position of the image, that means you have to find out V. So how will you find out? Using lens formula, 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. So 1 by V minus 1 by, what is U? Minus 30 is equal to 1 by 20. So 1 by V minus and minus becomes plus. Plus 1 by 30 is equal to 1 by 20. Okay, children. So what is 1 by V? 1 by V is equal to 1 by 20 minus 1 by 30. So when you find out the LCM of 20 and 30, what you are getting? 20 and 30, when you find out the LCM, you will get it as 60. In the numerator, what you will get? 1 by 20 into 60 is 3 and 1 by 30 into 60 is 2. So you will get 3 minus 2 by 60, that is 1 by 60. So what is V? 1 by V is 1 by 60. So V is equal to 60 centimeter and it is positive. So here the diagram, if you draw the diagram, O is the optical center. We have F on both sides. Okay. And also we have 2F, 2 times the focal length. 2F. Okay. So here object is kept at a distance of 30 centimeter and focal length is 20 centimeter. So this distance, F4 distance is equal to 20 centimeter. And what will be 2F? Then 2F will be 2 times 20, that is 40. Okay. So where is the object kept? It is kept at a distance of 30 centimeter. That means it is between 20 and 40. That means it is between F and 2F. So where should we draw the object? Object should be drawn between F and 2F because it is given that object distance is equal to 30 centimeter. Okay. So which is the case? Here object is kept between F and 2F. So where should be the image obtained? Image should be obtained beyond 2F, isn't it? So here, if you complete the ray diagram, will be obtaining an image like this. Okay, beyond 2f. And what is the value of v? V you are getting 60 centimeter. So f is 20 centimeter, 2f is 40 centimeter, and now our image is at a distance of 60 centimeter. Okay, children. So here we got the position of the image is 60 centimeter on the other side of the lens. Then what is the size of the image? How will you find out size of the image? Using the equation for magnification. Magnification is h dash by h, that is equal to v by u. So we will consider only this part of the equation. What is h dash? H dash you have to find out. What is h? It is 4 is equal to v by u. What is v? V is 60 centimeter. And what is u? U is minus 30 centimeter. Okay. So what is h dash? H dash is equal to 60 by 30 or minus 60 by 30 into 4. So what you will get is equal to minus 8 centimeter. Okay. So height of the image you are getting it as 8 centimeter. Okay. What is the height of the object? It is 4 centimeter. That means image is enlarged. Okay. Now we have to find out the magnification. Now we got the size and we got the nature also. What is the expected nature? Real and inverted. And what is magnification? M is equal to h dash by h. What is h dash? Minus 8 divided by h is 4. So we will get minus 2. So what does it indicate? Minus 2. Minus sign shows that image is real and inverted. And it is 2 times magnified. You know the height of the image is 4 and height of the object is, height of the image is 8 and height of the object is 4. That means image is 2 times magnified. So since you are getting negative sign, you can say it is real and inverted. Is it clear, the first question? Did you complete, all of you? So shall we move on to the next question? Next question, a concave lens of focal length 20 centimeter. So here the focal length is 20 centimeter. So f is equal to 20, and is it positive or negative? It is concave lens. Okay, so concave lens means the focal length is negative. Forms an image at a distance of 10 centimeter from the lens. It forms an image at a distance of 10 centimeter. That means image distance is given. V is equal to minus 10 centimeter. Why we are putting minus sign? Because as you know, for a concave lens, always image is formed on the left hand side, on the same side as the object. So it is minus 10. Then what is the distance of the object? You have to find out what? U. U you have to find out, and also draw the ray diagram. So equation is 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. So 1 by minus 10 minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by minus 20. Is it okay? So what is 1 by U? You can take 1 by U to right, minus 1 by U to right hand side, and minus 1 by 20 to left hand side. So it becomes minus 1 by 10. We are taking minus 1 by U to right hand side. So it becomes plus 1 by U, and minus 1 by 20 to left hand side. So it becomes plus 1 by 20. Okay. So when you find out the LCM of the two, what you will get? You will get it as 20. Denominator you will get 20. And in the numerator what you will get? 1 by 10 into 20 you will get minus 2. Then plus 1, that is equal to 1 by U. So minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1 by 20 is equal to 1 by U. So what will be U? U is equal to minus 20 centimeter. So now we got the object distance. Now how will you draw the ray diagram? O is the optical center. Now we have F on both sides, and Here focal length is given as 20 centimeter and object is kept at a distance of 20 centimeter. So first ray, second ray. So here you will be obtaining an image. Let AB be the object and A dash B dash be the image, and image distance what you are getting, it is 10 centimeter. Okay. So when you draw the diagram, draw it with scale and pencil. Okay children. So we will move on to the next topic. Okay children, so we will continue. So next we are going to learn topic power of a lens. So what do you mean by power of a lens? You have already learned in 9th standard what is power in mechanics, isn't it? What is power? It is the rate of doing work, isn't it? Rate of doing work, or it is the rate at which work is done by an object is known as power. Okay. So here what work the lens is doing? You know, for a convex lens will converge, the light falls on it, and a concave lens will diverge, the light falls on it. So that's the work done by the lens. So power of a lens means it is the ability of a lens to converge or diverge the ray of light falling on it. Okay, that means how much it can. A convex lens can converge the light, and how much a concave lens can diverge the light. So this ability of the lens is determined by the focal length of the lens. So how can you say that power is related to the focal length? Suppose here we have a convex lens. Okay, so a ray of light falling on the convex lens. After refraction, it meets at a point on the principal axis, that is known as the focus, and the distance from O to F is known as the focal length. Is it okay? So suppose we have another lens whose focal length is more than this lens, more than the first lens. So here CF, this distance, that is focal length of the second lens, is greater than the focal length of the first lens. What about its converging power? Ability of the lens to converge ray of light is more for which lens? This is the actual path of the light. Okay. So in this case the ray has bent through this much angle. Here ray has bent through only this much angle. So for the first lens the power is more, isn't it? And for the second lens the power is less, because here in the first lens the lens has more ability to converge the light, and in the second lens it has only less ability to converge light. So here when you talk about the focal length, the lens which is having more power is having less focal length. We notice that the first lens, it is having more power, but the focal length is less. Here for the second lens, it has got less power, but the focal length is more. So that's the relation between power of the lens and focal length. So power and focal length, they are inversely proportional. Okay, so by definition power is the reciprocal of focal length of the lens. See, it is a reciprocal of focal length of the lens, and it is inversely proportional. Power is inversely proportional to focal length, and focal length is inversely proportional to power. Okay, children. So it is denoted by the letter P. Power is denoted by the letter capital letter P, and it is given by the equation P is equal to 1 by F focal length if the focal length is in meters. Okay, focal length, it is length. Okay, so it can be expressed in different units, in meter, centimeter, millimeter, like that it can be expressed. So if focal length is in meter, then you can use the equation 1 by F, and if the focal length is in centimeter, then you have to use the equation 100 by F. So if F focal length is in centimeter, then you have to use the equation 100 by F, and if focal length is in meter, then you have to use the equation 1 by F. Okay, so what is power of a lens? It is a reciprocal of focal length of the lens. Okay, or it is a ability of lens to converge or diverge the ray of light falling on it, and it is denoted by P, and the equation is P is equal to the reciprocal of focal length. So it is 1 by F if F is in meters, and it is 100 by F if F is in centimeter. Okay. So a lens of small focal length has large power. Already we have discussed. A lens of large focal length has small power. Then what is the SI unit of power? SI unit of power is diopter. Okay, diopter, it is represented by the letter capital D. Then how will you define one diopter? As you know, power P is equal to 1 by F in meters. So if the focal length of a lens is 1 meter, okay, suppose we have a lens of focal length 1 meter, then what will be the power? Power is equal to 1 by 1 meter, or it is 1 meter. When it goes to numerator, it becomes meter inverse. Okay, so 1 meter inverse, and this is known as 1 diopter. So when focal length becomes 1 meter, then power is equal to 1 diopter. Okay, so 1 diopter, it is equal to 1 meter inverse. So from which equation we are getting this? P is equal to 1 by F. So if focal length of a lens is 1 meter, then power of that lens is said to be 1 diopter, and 1 diopter is equal to 1 meter inverse. Is it clear? Then for a convex lens, power is positive, and for a concave lens, power is negative. What is the reason? You know, for a convex lens, focal length is negative for a convex lens. Positive. For a convex lens, focal length is positive. So power is the reciprocal of focal length. So if focal length is positive, power will be positive. If focal length is negative, power will be negative. So since the focal length of a convex lens is positive, its power is also positive. Since the focal length of a concave lens is negative, power is also negative. Okay, children. So power of a convex lens is positive, and for a concave lens it is negative. Then if a number of lenses are combined together, then what happens? If a number of lenses are combined together, what will be the effective power? Suppose we have two lenses, two convex lens. Okay, two convex lens, and suppose their individual power is P1 and P2. P1 and P2 be the individual power of the two lenses. It can be two convex lens, two concave lens, or a convex lens and a concave, any combination you can take. Okay, then the total power of the combination will be equal to sum of the power of, just the algebraic sum of the power of the individual lenses. So you can have so many n number of lenses in your combination. So in that case the total power will be P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus etc. Okay. For example, suppose you have a convex lens of power 2 diopter. You know, for a convex lens the power is positive. And another convex lens of power 3 diopter. So what will be the effective power? It is equal to 2 diopter plus 3 diopter. So this combination acts as a lens and the power of that lens combination will be 5 diopter. Just you have to take the algebraic sum of the powers. Okay children. So similarly another example. Suppose we have a concave lens of power minus 3 diopter and it is combined with a convex lens of power 5 diopter. So for a convex lens it is positive power and a concave lens negative power. So when such two lenses are combined together, their combination will give the power of 5 diopter minus 3 diopter. Okay, so it will give you only 2 diopter, positive 2 diopter. So the combination of a concave lens of power minus 3 diopter and a convex lens of power 5 diopter will give you a effective power of positive 2 diopter. Just you have to find the algebraic sum of the individual powers that will give you the effective power. Okay. So here we have discussed the relation between focal length and power. Focal length is inversely proportional to power. So a lens of small focal length has large power and a lens of large focal length has small power, and SI unit of power is diopter. It is represented by D. Okay. So what is 1 diopter? 1 diopter is 1 meter inverse. And convex lens has got positive power and concave lens has got negative power. And when you combine a number of lenses, what happens? The effective power is equal to sum of the individual powers. So next we will do some numericals based on this. So we have first question, find the power of a concave lens of focal length 2 meter. How will you find out? Power of a concave lens of focal length 2 meter. You can take down the question. Find the power of a concave lens of focal length 2 meter. So focal length is given as 2 meter. You have to find out power. So here focal length is given in meters. So which equation you can use? Power is equal to 1 by F in meters. So that is equal to 1 by 2 meter. Okay. So 1 by 2 we will get 0.5. 0.5 diopter. And what sign you can give? Here it is given that it is concave lens. So what will be the focal length? Focal length will be negative. So here when you substitute focal length you will get a negative sign. So power also you will get negative. It is 0.5 diopter. You can also do along with me. So power is equal to 1 by F. So focal length, since it is given as concave lens, you can substitute it as minus 2. So you will get the answer as minus 0.5 diopter. Then next question, what will be the focal length of a lens? What will be the focal length of a lens whose power is given as plus 2 diopter, What type of lens is this? What type of lens is this? So here power is given as +2 diopter. So power is equal to +2 diopter. So since it is positive, you can say that the lens is convex in nature. Okay. How will you find out focal length? You know, power is equal to 1 by F. So what is F? F is equal to 1 by P. So that is equal to 1 by power is 2. So we will get 0.5 centimeter. Sorry, not centimeter, since we have taken the equation in meter. What we will be getting in meter itself? So we will get it as meter. Okay. Or in centimeter, if you want to express, what you will get, it is 50 centimeter. Okay. So if you substitute power in diopter, you will get the answer in meter itself. Okay, children. So if you want, you can convert it into centimeter. It's not compulsory. You can leave it as 0.5 meter. That's also correct. So here power is given as +2 diopter. We have to find out focal length. Focal length is inverse of power, so 1 by 2. So what you will be obtaining will be in meters. So 0.5 meter. So that is equal to 50 centimeter. Okay. Finish doing, all of you. So by this the chapter is over. So we will have a quick summary of the chapter light. Okay. So first we learned about, in this chapter we learned about two phenomena of light, that is reflection and refraction, isn't it? So what is reflection? Reflection is bending of light when light falls on a plane surface or polished surface, or it is bouncing back of light to the same medium when light falls on a highly polished surface. And the second phenomenon that we learned in this is refraction. What is refraction? It is bending of light when light travels from one transparent medium to another transparent medium. So with reflection, we learned reflection of light through plane mirror, spherical mirror, isn't it? So plane mirror, what did we learn? In the case of plane mirror, when light falls on a plane mirror, it gets reflected back to the same medium. What we can say about the nature of the image? It is virtual and it is of same size as the object, isn't it? And image distance is equal to object distance. And we learned laws of reflection. Do you remember laws of reflection? There are two statements in laws of reflection. What are the two statements? Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Then incident ray, reflected ray and normal all lies on the same plane. Okay. Then we learn reflection by spherical mirrors. What are spherical mirrors? They are curved reflecting surfaces. They are curved mirrors. Okay. So there are two types of spherical mirrors that we have learned. That is concave mirror and convex mirror. Then in case of refraction, what did we learn? In refraction, we learn laws of refraction. What are the two statements in laws of refraction? First one is Snell's law, that is ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is a constant, and that constant is known as refractive index. And we learn what is refractive index, isn't it? So what is refractive index? It measures the extent to which a medium can bend light. Okay. And what is the cause of refraction? The speed of light is different in different medium. That is the cause of refraction. And also in refraction, we learn refraction through spherical lenses. So spherical lenses are of two types, convex and concave. And also we have learned refraction through one more apparatus, that is glass slab. Do you remember refraction through glass slab? Refraction through glass slab, when light falls on a glass slab, two refractions takes place, and angle of incidence will be equal to angle of emergence, and the incident ray is parallel to the emergent ray, or the emergent ray is shifted, and that shift is known as, perpendicular distance is known as the lateral shift or lateral displacement. So moving on to the two types of spherical mirrors, we have convex mirror and concave mirror. We have convex mirror and concave mirror. So what is convex mirror? Convex mirror is a mirror whose reflecting surface is curved outward, and concave mirror is the mirror whose reflecting surface is curved inward. Okay. And what about the focal length of convex mirror? Convex mirror, where is the principal focus? It is on the right hand side, so it is positive. And for a concave mirror, the principal focus is on the left hand side, so the focal length is negative. Okay. So for a concave mirror, focal length is negative, and for a convex mirror, focal length is positive. Okay. Then what is the nature of image formed by convex mirror? It is virtual and erect, always it is virtual and erect. And what about concave mirror? It is real and inverted in most of the cases, except one case when the object is kept between the pole and the focus. General nature is real and inverted. Similarly, here in the case of spherical lenses, we have two lenses, convex lens and concave lens. So convex lens, it has got two bulge surfaces, and concave lens, we have two refracting surfaces that curves inward. And what about the focal length of convex lens? It is positive, and for a concave lens, it is negative. For a convex lens, focal length is positive, and concave lens, it is negative. And what is the general nature of image formed by a convex lens? It is real and inverted in most of the cases, and except one case when the object is kept between the focus and the optical center. And concave lens, in all the cases, it forms virtual and erect image. Okay. Then in the case of mirror, we have learned mirror formula. What is mirror formula? 1 by V plus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. And in lens, we have learned lens formula, that is 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. And also we learned the equation for magnification. In the case of mirror, it is minus V by U. And in the case of lens, it is V by U, just V by U, positive V by U. And in the case of lens, we have learned one more equation, that is equation for power. What is the equation for power? Power is equal to 1 by F, reciprocal of focal length. Okay. And the general equation for magnification, in both cases, that is mirror and lens, it is same. What is the general expression or definition for magnification? It is a ratio of height of the image to height of the object, or it is a ratio of size of the image to the size of the object. So M is equal to H dash by H. It is common for lens and mirror. Similarly, one more thing is common for both lens and mirror. Can you say? The sign, yes, the sign convention, isn't it? Sign convention, the rules are same for spherical lenses and spherical mirror. Do you remember the sign convention rules? What are the sign convention rules? Yes, sign convention, what are the rules? Yes, always we measure the distance from the pole or the optical center. isn't it? And we measure the distance along the x-axis, either towards the left side or towards the right hand side. And object is always on the left hand side of the mirror or the lens. And the incident rays assumed to fall on the mirror or lens from the left hand side. Okay. And all the distance measured along positive x-axis is always positive. And all the distances measured along negative x-axis is always negative. And all the distances above the principal axis will be always positive, and all the distances below the principal axis will be always negative. So these rules, it is common for both spherical lenses and mirror. So this is the summary of our chapter light. Okay. So next class we will be starting another interesting chapter, that is human eye and colorful world. Okay children. So complete your notes and study this chapter, repeatedly practice the problems, that is very important. And ray diagram also you can repeatedly draw and study. Okay, we will meet in the next class. So next we will be having a small interactive session.